Now, listen, you guys, it seems like it's actually going down in the Transformers camp because a hairstylist is coming out here sending some cryptic messages. It seems like, well, there might be some form of disappointment in there. And we're also going to be talking about this entire situation with Joe Budden clocking the behind out of Caresha, as well as Nicki Minaj breaking tour records. We're also going to be talking about lottery tickets release parties. Now, these are some of the things that we will be discussing in this video. Hello, tea lovers, and welcome to the tea plug. I trust you guys are doing well, and I trust you are doing great. Personally, I am doing great, you guys. I am doing extremely amazing. And without further ado, let us dive straight into today's tea. So first of all, you guys, we are going to talk about this hairstylist and everything. So a little backstory for those of you who do not know who this person is, who this Tokyo person is. Okay, a long time ago. Look at me sounding like I'm about to tell you a folktale. But anyway, the thing is, this particular Tokyo person switched on Nicki Minaj back in the day. Well, they used to do Nicki Minaj's hair. They used to be Nicki Minaj hairstylist. And when the Transformer came to the scene, they were out there letting down Nicki Minaj, missing Nicki Minaj's appointments to stick with the Transformer because I guess allegedly they were offered more money. And it didn't just end on the hair. They started shading also Nicki Minaj, being shady to Nicki Minaj. Even up to now, they have been shady to Nicki Minaj, and Nicki has since moved on from all of that, and she has decided to, you know what, stick with it and just do her own thing. So of course, if this same Tokyo is now coming out crying, oh my god, I don't feel valued, oh my god, what do you expect us to do? Do you want us to sympathize with you when you betrayed somebody you had worked with for a very long time just so you can go and replicate their looks on the Transformer? Of course, I mean, as a good citizen of this world, obviously, I do not feel bad for Tokyo, okay? But that being said, she has a show, you guys, and it's called Wigging Out with Tokyo Styles, and I guess it premiered, and all of a sudden, that's when it dawned on her that the Transformer and probably Ken does not care about her, because she decided to take to her Instagram to share this, and I will read. She said, "People I work for, I thought would support me, have not even mentioned or acknowledged that I have a show, not even a congratulations." Anyway, she also said, "I find it very interesting that these blogs and so-called friends that own these companies will post you when they can make a mockery of you or when it's convenient for them to get clickbait. But when you actually have good positive things going on to post and talk about, it's crickets." I'm not going to say names, but it's kind of weird to me. Okay, clearly, they were in their feelings. And I'm just like, you know what goes around surely does come around. And of course, the Transformer fans feel like, well, the Transformer does not owe her anything or any loyalty and whatsoever. But, at this point, we can all agree that Tokyo and the Transformers relationship is that beyond hairstylist and, of course, client, because they've sort of formed a friendship or something like that. So, of course, Tokyo is going to expect some form of promotion, some form of support, from the Transformer, given that, well, Tokyo had no problem jumping ship, for the Transformer. So, personally, I'm just like, what goes around comes back around. Hey, my baby. And the blogs thing, I don't know if she was referring to Kyle. I don't know if she was referring to Ken Babi. But that being said, well, I'm glad that she gets to have a little test, okay, of the Transformer in her true form when she doesn't need anything from you. So let me know in the comment section, you guys, what you think about that. And do you think that the Transformer has to promote Tokyo, or are you like the fans, that, well, she doesn't need? Personally, I don't care for both of them, okay? For me, this is just drama. For me, this is just entertainment, because they deserve each other, okay? They deserve these cryptic messages and things like that. And I find it rather weird and rather odd that even if there were issues, she would take these issues to Instagram, knowing how people are going to eat, these stories out. But then again, it's the Transformer. It could be actually a PR stunt. You never know. Maybe it's part of the rollout. Maybe after this, the Transformer is going to go out there and lash and things like that. So you never know with that team anyway. The next thing that we are going to be talking about We are going to talk about Joe Budden, okay? Now, you guys know that, well, Caresha did that entire Caresha Please interview, and I guess she was trying to, slide back into the algorithm, and she understood that, well, for season two to actually come out, for people to take her seriously, they will need answers for her own plight with the diddler, and of course, she did that sit down. Now, you guys do know that my review of that episode, I called it BS, honestly. Like, I saw through, the malice and the animosity that she has towards Jetavia, but well, she doesn't have the same smoke for the diddler. And here in Caresha trying to float around the subject of the tweet, they didn't even address it. And so it seems like I'm not the only one who felt that way about that interview. Joe Budden was out there clocking it, and he was not even being disrespectful. Joe can be salty and spicy if he wants to be, but in this regard he was not even spicy at all. He kept it very, very mature, and he said with so much class and so much maturity that I was like, oh wow, yeah. I'm just gonna insert what Joe Budden had to say, but I was really impressed with what he had to say about the Caresha interview.
Sweetheart up here had nothing negative to say about Caresha, the City Girls, Uzi, Quality Control, nobody. It was just total sole focus on me, what I need to do. My label told me these are the areas I need to work on, and that's what I'm out here doing.
Did Caresha really say anything negative though?
I'm watching the Caresha interview, for me, got my brain to what happens in those girl group dynamics when one gets the billionaire and one don't. And then our what we share, our group is losing momentum, losing steam. Caresha said, we wasn't making no money, I ain't doing shit, I gotta go bust a move. And you telling this to your partner who through thick and thin, maybe I'm here with you, I just came out of jail, what we doing, you publicly bashing me. She mentioned the shit, y'all didn't come to JT's aid because I was asleep. And once I saw what they was fighting about the Nicki on that record. It's like, whoa, you said that publicly? Yeah, you said that publicly about somebody you was in a group with? They start pulling up the old footage of JT on that same Revolt couch with Saucy and Caresha, how they handled her, how they treated her. It just is a mess. It looked bad. It looked bad. Like, let's just call a spade, even though we can't. Like, you was out there parading the sign. You was out there. And in the interview, she says, I feel like, in the same breath, she says, I feel like I added value to everything Diddy was doing. Nobody was drinking daily on before me. He sent me this song. I feel like whatever he had going on, I just upped the motion a little bit. And in the very next breath, you'll say, the I owned on my own on the side with my partner was bringing $0.
Yeah. It sounds like the other way around.
Dog, I have a brain and I'm of age, so.
Well, there you heard what the man had to say. And it's also clear that when JT actually went on the Joe Budden podcast, she was not throwing anyone under the bus and things like that. And so for Caresha to go on that podcast and try and throw all this shade towards Jetavia, I don't know what she was trying to do. Of course, you're trying to get your podcast back, but throwing Jetavia under the bus really was not cutting it. And it seems like a lot of people were not buying into that. So let me know, you guys, in the comment section, what do you think about Joe Budden's review of the Caresha Please thing? Now, the next thing that we are going to be talking about, we're going to talk about Nicki Minaj breaking records, okay? Now, it is actually being reported that Nicki Minaj has made history with the largest crowd at a rap concert ever, with a crowd of 220,000 in Belgium, okay? And it seems like the top four looks something like this. It's sitting at number one, we have Nicki Minaj's Gig City, Belgium, in 2024 with 220,000 people, followed by Tupac Woodstock with 200,000, and that concert was done in 1999, and Kendrick Lamar at Coachella in 2017 with 100,000, and Eminem in Brazil at 80,000, and that was in 2001. So obviously, congratulations to Nicki Minaj for being able to compete with with the giants. And honestly, each time that this woman is out there doing these things and breaking these records, it makes me smile so hard, because that just goes to show that, you know what, the sky is the limit. Now, the next thing that we are going to be talking about, Kanye West. It seems like the debut numbers are actually out, and it is actually being reported that Vouchers 2 by Kanye West and Ty Dolla $ign has managed to debut at number 2 on the Billboard 200 with 107,000 units. Okay, so of course some people feel like this is a flop and some people feel like this is a success. Now, I will say that considering the circumstances around the release of this album, I don't think that 107 units is actually bad, because it was a surprise drop, and I think they dropped a little after the trekking week had already started, so I could see why it didn't manage to have a lot of sales. But that being said, if we're going to keep the same energy and the same standards that people set for Nicki Minaj, obviously we'll look at 107 as a flop, considering that Queen by the Queen of Rap, Nicki Minaj, debuted with 185,000 sales, but people were so quick to call it a flop. And it seems like both Vouchers 1 and Vouchers 2, none of those two albums was able to out debut Nicki Minaj. And also, you guys, you have to note that this is the first album by Kanye West that has failed to debut at number 1, and this time it was actually blocked by Taylor Swift. But then again, to give him grace, of course, it was kind of, a surprise drop. And let me know, you guys, in the comment section what you think about that. Now, the next thing that we are going to be talking about, we're going to talk about Caresha Please. Oh my God, I forgot to tell you that the girl is out there letting us know that, the season 2 is actually going to be coming out of Caresha 2. Tell me, you guys, Caresha Please, season 2. Tell me, guys, do you think that the podcast is actually going to do well, or do you think that people will still be hanging on to this entire Didi situation? Caresha said this new season 2 of Caresha Please is going to be an experience. I cannot wait for y'all to see what we have been working on. It seems like she also has decided to go back to a podcasting bag now that she probably has realized that, well, when it comes to music, they're really not in the same lane with Jetavia. I guess that's why she decided to focus more on the podcast, because it was the podcast itself that was making her and Sosi Santana brag in front of Jetavia about her podcast. So yeah, good that she's sticking to what she seems to be good at, but then I can't even say that she's that good at the podcast, because we've all watched it. But anyway, let me know in the comment section what you think about that. The next thing that we are going to be talking about, it seems like Sukiana is out there ready to clean up her acts and activities, okay? Because she decided to take to her Twitter to let us know that while she regrets some of the decisions that she has made in the past, she said, I really outgrow my old self and these ghetto behind tattoos. Child, I wish someone stopped me from getting a Machine G tattooed on my behind. And I'm just like, okay, it seems like the age phase might be coming to an end. And I do believe that a lot of people actually do go through this age phase where you're wild and doing all these things. But the difference is your own age phase is well documented on the internet and on OnlyFans. So honestly, that's the difference. And with so much evidence, you can only do so much to clean up your image if you have been leaving traces and evidence of you in your age phase like that. So I hope people use their cameras in a very smart way, because if you're out here well documenting that phase of yours, it will be very, very hard for you to ever clean up your image. And you will also have kids following after you, and they will see the age trail of their parent. Okay, they will literally see that trail, okay, that in the streets trail of their parents. So please, if you're gonna be going through that phase, stay away from the cameras. That's just my opinion. And stay away from tattoos, because tattoos are also permanent. If you know that you don't want to have a tattoo, it's something that you're probably gonna wake up and regret, or it's risky and things like that, it's better to not do that. Okay, only get a tattoo when you're actually sure that you want to get it, not in the heat of the moment. You're like, I'm just gonna go and get a damn tattoo, especially those ones on the foreheads like Amber Roses. Is it worth it, really? But anyway, your body, your rules. If you like it, we love it. As long as you don't come back whining like Sukiana on the internet for us, we really don't care. The next thing that we are going to be talking about, we're going to talk about, lottery ticket. Yeah, it seems like lottery ticket has joined the station head movement, and she's out there holding multiple release parties. And I'm just like, oh my God, some people are just trendsetters, eh? I will not mention who was out there doing these release parties and things like that. But it seems like, well, there is Jackpot Radio on station head, and they're holding release parties. Okay, oh Latto, the bub that you are. As one of you came in the comment section, you were like, Nicki Minaj is so salty because Latto's album is so great, it's better than Pink Friday 2. And I just laughed at this person because I don't know how to argue with that. Like, where do I even start arguing with somebody who has an ideology like that? You are trying to tell me that Drake's Scrape album is out there making Nicki Minaj jealous. There's nothing that of your lottery ticket will do that will make Nicki Minaj mad in as far as music is concerned. I mean, she's the reason why for the first time Drake failed to debut on Spotify with that housekeeping song. Okay? So please stop it. Nobody is jealous of your Latto. Like, nobody is. That's Drake's Scrape album written in Lottery's name. And I'm sure none of the Barbz or Nicki Minaj really are jealous of that thing. Okay, so let me know in the comment section what you think about lottery ticket and these station head, parties. Now, speaking about another thing that is not so pleasant, it seems like Aisha Kari got into some situation in France. There, I am beginning to look at this country with a side eye, because of a lot of the travelers that I actually do come across, especially those of our skin color, they have quite the experience with the French, and it seems like some French locals were out there harassing the behind out of Aisha Kari, and it's very sad because they were kids. She had kids there, and it's a sad footage, but I will try and insert it. And yeah, let me know, you guys, what you think about that footage. I personally, things like this actually trigger me. I just don't understand how people can be so inhuman. Like, what is this? Honestly. But anyway, you guys, after I insert the Aisha Kari footage, I don't think I'll be coming back here. So allow me to say my goodbyes. Thank you very much, you guys, for watching. And thank you very much for making it this far. If you have not already, what are you waiting for? Smash that subscribe button, and do turn on the notification bell so that you'll be notified each and every time that I post. Until my next one, see you.
Touch a baby.
I don't touch a baby, okay? I don't touch a baby. Oui, mais on va s'en voir la place.
You will not sleep well. You will not sleep Come on, Aisha. Stop saying my damn. How about help us? How about help us? How about that? We're going here.
No, now, please. Comment ça, not now? Monsieur, on a eu des consignes.
It's right there where all those people are on that side. We were over there.
Il y a même des autorités. Il y a même des autorités qu'on retrouve. Voilà.
Look. They won't let us go back over there where we came from.
Mais justement, cette rue-là est interdite à tout le monde.
They won't let the driver come here, and they won't let us go back over there.
The president, so nobody's allowed to cross the street.
And then they told us we couldn't go back over there to come here and go here and there. Now they're stopping us.
Le secteur est complètement bouclé. Le secteur est bouclé.
Well, I was. And
C'est 10 minutes, hein, donc voilà. Il y en a pour 5-10 minutes maximum. Je comprends, mais c'est pas ça le problème. Le problème, c'est que en fait, ils sont approchés, c'est nous devant. Mais c'est sûr qu'il n'a pas été violent. C'est sûr qu'il a été violent. J'y étais. C'est ça le problème. Et on est vraiment désolé pour ça. Je crois qu'elle est fait. Il n'y a pas de souci, pas de stress. Il n'y a pas de problème.
let us get to our car. That's it.
That car is on the other side of the street. Please don't let anybody cross. They're on that side.
Yeah.
Vraiment la restriction.
And I was trying to walk.
So even after him hitting the baby in the head, there's still nothing y'all can do to get them out of here? Vous connaissez qu'il a mis un coup là. Bébé, vous avez quand même pas nous avoir
I'm not touching you. I'm just saying, just put it down. That's invasion of privacy, bro.